5 years is enough time to completely rebuild your life, or to lose it without noticing. Brian Tracy often reminds us, the years will pass whether you use them or not. And that's the painful truth most people ignore. Every single day, you are shaping your future self. You don't become successful overnight, but you can go to bed every night knowing you moved one step closer to the person you want to be. Look back at your last 5 years. Where were you then? How much has truly changed? If your honest answer is not much, it's not fate. It's simply the result of too many days where nothing meaningful happened. Too many days spent reacting instead of building. Now imagine yourself 5 years from today, stronger, wiser, more skilled, financially stable, healthier, and more disciplined. That version of you is not a fantasy. It is the mathematical outcome of small daily actions repeated over time. 5 years will pass anyway. The only question is, will you be in the same place you are now or somewhere completely different? Your future is written by what you do today, not someday. If you get just 1% better every day, you won't be 1% better at the end of the year. You'll be 37 times better. Not 37%, 37 times. That's math, not motivation. Brian Tracy calls this the law of incremental improvement. The problem is that most people don't believe in small gains. They want big changes, big wins, big breakthroughs right now. And when they don't see results in a week or a month, they quit. But here's the truth. 1% isn't designed to impress you today. It's designed to transform you over time. Think of it like turning a ship's wheel just a few degrees. In the first 10 minutes, nothing looks different. But in 10 months, and especially in 5 years, you end up in a completely different destination. People don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they underestimate the power of small, consistent improvements. Success isn't built in sudden leaps. It's built in quiet, daily gains, the kind that feel too small to matter but end up changing everything. 1% is not the goal. 1% is the path. Here's the truth almost nobody tells you. You're not failing because you're weak. You're failing because your brain is fighting you. Your brain was designed for survival, not success. It loves comfort. Loves comfort. It loves routine. It loves doing the same easy thing every day because it believes that safe means stay the same. So when you set a big goal, start a business, write a book, get in shape, change your income, your brain doesn't see opportunity. It sees danger. It triggers stress. It tells you to delay. It tells you not now. It tells you start next week. Brian Tracy explains that the mind is always trying to protect you from anything that feels too big or too uncertain. That's why you feel overwhelmed. That's why you freeze. That's why you procrastinate, even when you want to change. But here's the good news. Your brain also responds to small steps. When the action is tiny 10 minutes of learning, 1 page of writing, a short walk, 1 email, 1 small decision, your brain relaxes. It doesn't activate fear. It activates dopamine, the chemical of progress. And when dopamine hits, you feel good. You want to do it again tomorrow. That is how momentum begins. This is the secret top performers already understand. They don't wait for motivation. They lower the resistance. They make the first step so small they cannot say no. And once they start, they keep going. Day after day, 1% at a time, until success becomes automatic. If you're reading this right now, prove to yourself that you're ready to fight the old programming in your mind. Type 8 inches the comments as your declaration that you're taking back control from your brain 1 small step at a time. Your brain won't change your life. Your daily actions will. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in personal success. Brian Tracy often says, it's hard to start, but once you start, it becomes harder to stop. And that's exactly how life works. When you're standing still, everything feels heavy. Thinking feels heavy. Planning feels heavy. Taking action feels impossible. That's why most people spend months or years in the same place. But the moment you take one small step, you create movement. And movement creates energy. And that energy becomes momentum. Momentum makes success feel lighter. Momentum makes work feel natural. Momentum makes discipline feel automatic. This is why successful people look like they have endless motivation. They don't. They simply don't lose momentum. They don't restart every Monday. They don't quit for 2 weeks and then struggle to begin again. They stay in motion day after day through small, consistent actions. Meanwhile, most people lose momentum every time life gets slightly uncomfortable. And restarting is 10 times harder than continuing. So here's the rule. Start small. Start today. And don't break the chain. Even 5 minutes of action keeps the momentum alive. If you protect your momentum will carry you to your goals. Brian Tracy teaches a simple truth. Your life changes when you improve a little bit in the right areas every day. Not 10 areas, not everything at once. Just a few key parts of your life that compound over time. Here are the 5 daily areas that create long-term success. 1. Your health. Nothing works if your body doesn't. Just 15 minutes of movement a day adds up to 91 hours a year. Walk. Stretch. Do something simple. Energy is your Hajon asset. 2. Your skills. Your income grows when your value grows. 30 minutes of learning per day equals 900 hours in 5 years. That's a new degree-level skill without school. 3. Your relationships. Your network shapes your opportunities. Connect with one person a day. One message. One call. One conversation. 1,000 plus meaningful connections in 3 years. 4. Your finances wealth is built in small amounts over long periods. Just $10 a day, properly invested, becomes $350,000 in 30 years. 5. Your mindset. 10 minutes each morning and evening, review your goals, reflect, reset. Your mind must stay disciplined long before your results show up. Do something small in all 5 areas every day, and your life cannot stay the same. You will grow mathematically, emotionally, and financially, one day at a time. Here is the painful truth. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they're waiting. They wait for more money. They wait for more confidence. They wait for less stress. They wait until life calms down. But Brian Tracy says it clearly. There will never be a perfect time. There is only time. There is only time. There will never be a perfect time. Waiting is the dream killer. Waiting is the silent enemy. Waiting destroys more goals than fear, failure, or lack of resources ever will. Think about it. Life will always be messy. You will always be busy. There will always be problems, bills, noise, stress, and uncertainty. If you keep waiting for ideal conditions, you will wake up 5 years older with nothing changed. Successful people don't win because they're lucky. They win because they start while they're scared, unprepared, and unsure. They begin small. They begin imperfect. But they begin. The perfect moment is a lie the brain uses to protect you from discomfort. And if you believe that lie, you'll stay exactly where you are. Still dreaming, still wishing, still waiting. So here is your turning point. If you want the next 5 years to look different from the last 5, you must take action before you feel ready. A tiny step today is worth more than a perfect plan someday. And if you know deep inside that waiting has held you back for too long, type 8 inches the comments right now as your commitment to break the pattern. Your life won't change when things become perfect. Your life will change when you decide to move, starting today. Brian Tracy teaches a powerful principle. If you dedicate the first 20 minutes of your day to your most important goal, you change your whole life. The first 20 minutes decide your direction. They decide your focus. They decide your mindset. If you spend them scrolling, reacting, or rushing, your day becomes scattered. But if you spend them building your future, even with one small action, you take control of everything that follows. 20 minutes doesn't sound like much, but 20 minutes every day becomes 140 minutes per week, over 10 hours per month, 120 plus hours per year. That's 3 full work weeks invested in your biggest dream. And most people waste those same minutes on their phones. Success is not about working harder than everyone else. It's about working smarter with intention, consistency, and discipline. So choose one thing you will commit to for the first 20 minutes every morning. Learning a skill, building your business, writing, planning your day, improving your finances, training your body. Protect those 20 minutes like your future depends on them, because it does. Win the first 20 minutes and you win the entire day. Brian Tracy teaches a truth that shocks most people the first time they hear it. You don't rise to the level of your goals. One of the day, you fall to the level of your systems. Most people think they need bigger goals, new goals, more goals. But goals don't create results, systems do. A goal is where you want to go. A system is the path that gets you there. Unsuccessful people set goals and then hope. Successful people set goals and then build daily systems to reach them. For example, a goal is lose weight. A system is walk 15 minutes every morning. A goal is make more money. A system is learn 30 minutes a day and reach out to one new person. A goal is write a book. A system is write 1 page a day. Systems make success predictable. Systems make discipline automatic. Systems take the pressure off motivation and put the power back into daily action. When you rely on goals alone, you feel overwhelmed. When you rely on systems, you feel in control. So stop asking, what is my goal? Start asking, what is the small daily system that will guarantee my goal? Build the system, repeat the system, and the results will follow mathematically and reliably. Brian Tracy teaches one of the most encouraging truths in personal success. You don't need to be the best. You just need to keep going longer than most people. Here's the reality most people never understand. After 6 months, 70% of people quit. After 12 months, 90% quit. After 3 years, almost no one is left. Not because the goal was impossible, not because they lacked talent, but because they stopped. Persistence is a mathematical advantage. If you simply stay consistent day after day, you automatically move into the top 10%, then the top 5%, then the top 1%. The truth is simple. Most people don't lose to competitors. They lose to their own inconsistency. Successful people aren't always smarter or more gifted. They're just the ones who keep showing up even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when no one is clapping. Every day you continue, you separate yourself from the masses. Every week you persist, you climb higher while others fall away. Persistence is the great equalizer. It turns ordinary people into leaders. It turns slow progress into massive results. If you choose not to quit, success can't avoid you. Stay in the game long enough, and you win by default. Brian Tracy teaches a principle that can change your entire life. The best way to predict your future is to create it today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when life gets easier. Today, not within the next 24 hours. Because real transformation doesn't begin with a big plan. It begins with one small action taken immediately. Most people wait for the right moment. Successful people create the moment by acting now. That's why they move ahead while everyone else stays stuck in planning mode. Here's the truth. If you can take one meaningful step in the next 24 hours, you can take another one tomorrow, and another the day after that. And those small 24-hour wins stack up into weeks, months, and eventually a completely new life. So choose one thing you will do today. Walk for 10 minutes. Read 10 pages. Save $5. Reach out to one person. Spend 20 minutes on your biggest goal. Make it small. Make it simple. Weak it, but make it today. Remember, you don't control the next 5 years, but you absolutely control the next 24 hours. Win today, and your future will take care of itself. 5 years from now, you will meet a version of yourself. That version will either be stronger, wiser, wealthier, healthier, and more confident, or they will be the same person you are today, just older and full of regret. Brian Tracy says, "Every great life is built on small, repeated disciplines. Your life will not change because of one big moment. It will change because you finally decided to stop waiting and start building. One small action a day, one tiny step forward, one promise kept to yourself. That is how identity changes. That is how momentum grows. That is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are one decision away from a different future. So, choose today. Take action today. And keep going every day until the life you want becomes the life you live. Your future self is counting on you.